The Pittsburgh Knights reverse swept Flight this weekend? Wait, hold on. There are a few things wrong with that. But first off, before we get into that, what a game to start off the season? Like, seriously, I don't think anybody expected it to be this close, much less a game 5, even if it was close. And before we get into the analysis and stuff, I just want to say that was a great game to kick off the weekend. Everyone was kind of expecting a walkover. So today we're going to be getting into this. I'm going to analyze most of the game 5. I can't analyze every single game because, that'd take like an hour and so on minutes for each series. But I'll cover some important stuff, and I did watch every series, so I will know what to say about it all. But yeah, anyways, as we get into it, Pittsburgh Knights, obviously, AJ was the big pickup coming in, replacing Mist. And I thought this was a good pickup when it first happened. But apparently, over the past few weeks now, ever since the move happened, opinions kind of been decreasing and decreasing about how good they think this move will be. And I kind of have to agree. At first, I thought this was good. I do think AJ is a really good player. But part of what made Pittsburgh good last season was just how those players played together. I believe that was Gibbs who said that on the commentary desk. And I think that could be a big deal, because these guys struggled at first. They only scored once in the first 2 games, and there was a 4-minute overtime. So that's 14 minutes of game time. They only scored once, which is miserable for what's supposed to be a really highly offensive rated team, you know what I mean? So that's really bad for them. But after that, they were able to come back and reverse sweep Flight. And overall, Flight weren't bad. They scored 5 goals in the first 2 games, but they only scored 3 in the final 3 games. So that's a bit worrying, but obviously no one expects as much coming from Flight. But I thought these guys played well. They impressed me, especially Seabass and Memory. I kind of had them being some of the worst players in the league. I think Rapid's alright. I think he can play well. But yeah, I was worried about Seabass and Memory. And Seabass really showed up, and he had some really clever goals. Kind of when he went beneath both teams, or the players both times on his first 2 goals in game 1. And I don't remember if I think both his goals were in game 1. And he was very sneaky and went under the players. And it's when you're playing at that speed, you're playing so fast, and you kind of in your own head, especially when it's an intense 4-minute overtime, you get in your own head oh man, I have to block this shot. And then Seabass is just nope, calm, composed, settle down, take a low 50-50, goal, win. And he was really clever, and I saw some really bright moments from him, and he really impressed me. So yeah, I liked what I saw from them, but it wasn't enough, obviously, to take the win from Pittsburgh Knights. And here's my opinion on what happened with the Pittsburgh Knights. They played awful the first few games because their offense, look at this, right here where AJ goes, there was a ton of this. I'll rewind this real quick. This is obviously just on their YouTube channel if you want to watch the first game. There wasn't a lot of teamwork transition out. There was a lot of solo plays, and this one from AJ almost worked out. It really did. And Gyro was there for the follow-up. Also, Gyro only had 1 goal the entire series, I believe, which is really worrying. But yeah, there was almost no team play on the transition, and it was all coming from solo plays, which is fine. Solo plays obviously can get goals, but you can't rely on it all the time because, 1, it's easy for them to defend 3 against 1, and it doesn't provide any teamwork build-up, which just gives the other team free possession if it doesn't work out. And that's what happened the first 2 games. That's why they were only able to score twice in the first 14 minutes of game time, because every single attack they had almost always just ended up in free, uncontested possession. There's obviously times in Rocket League, it's a very fluid game, where you have to just give up possession by a long boomer clear or whatever, but this one by Gyro. Literally just dropped it down to Seabass, no contest, no 50-50 or anything, you know what I mean? So it was like that for the first 2 games, and that's why these teams weren't able to do much, or why Pittsburgh wasn't able to do much. And I'm going to skip ahead to game 4 now, or game 5, because that's when it gets exciting. Again, so by this point, Knights and everybody had kind of turned it back on, and now one thing you did notice a lot was that they weren't just doing solo plays. They were really working in a lot of team play, and that's one of the reasons they were able to come back in this game. I'll actually get to that. I know they don't score the final minute. But honestly, I was treating this like a game 5. It was insane of a world championship. I was so angsty, and it's week 1 of RLCS, just regular season, and it's supposed to be a walkover, but I was there gasping every time something happened. So obviously they just scored here, and then when we get into this Pittsburgh Knights goal, let's see, I want to get the specific time it happens. Okay, so yeah, it starts in right here. When Gyro has it there on the attack, he's able to bump that, which creates extra pressure, even though Memory's able to get the clear, that 1 extra missed man in rotation. See, right here, they finally get the T-play going. The passing play is what actually gets them a goal and gets them back in the series with 50 seconds left. What a play. And this is when they look their brightest all series. Not just in this game when they actually had to come back and win it, but in their other games when they were trying for the reverse sweep. It was always on their team plays, it seemed, when they played their best. Which, it's good that they finally worked it out towards the end, but it's really worrying that it took them so long to figure it out against such a low-ranked team. But yeah, huge demo there, and Jai was able to go. He had a very poor offensive performance, but I like that shot placement. It was pretty good. Obviously, it was like going for the top left corner, and though he forced it, made them hit it to the corner in an awkward way that bounced out for his teammate. Sorry, I was talking so much. Like, see, that's such a hard bounce that AJ can get there. Obviously, that's not going in by itself. Gyro contests it, and the passing play again, and it secures it, ties it. And then we have overtime in this one for 2 minutes 36 seconds. But yeah, honestly, I was really happy with this week. I thought there were a lot of good matches. Even though this one was the closest match, I don't think it was the best match as far as quality of play goes. I think that'd probably be Space Station and Ghost. Even though that one wasn't the closest, I do think it was the closest. So yeah, right now we see Memory super low boost. AJ's able to force 50-50, and right now Pittsburgh Knights just putting on the pressure. That's a huge touch from Seabass. He needed to hit that. But here's another thing where Memory kind of just hits it out and it goes right to AJ. He can't score right here, obviously, but it's creating lots and lots of pressure that Flight is just running out of boost to handle. So right here, ooh, oh, I know, sorry, that was early in the game, yeah, so never mind, my bad. And right now, yeah, if you just listen to the commentator right here, he says, Rapid, just trying to get some breathing room. And that's basically all he could do there. Everyone's so low on boost that he could do nothing else. He needed to do something with it, or else they were just going to get scored on any second anyways. And then obviously, a gorgeous play here. Riddle's super nice goal. Gets bumped into it. And they take the series in a reverse sweep. So, yeah, when you look at this, obviously, we watch the pros, one for entertainment, but we analyze them to try to figure out what we can do on our own. And I think it's important that we take note of AJ, Riddles, and Gyro. Really, really good team. But look how badly they got outshot that game, even though they're supposed to be such a great offensive team. And all their goals came from passes. They were all really closely assisted, and it wasn't the solo plays that they had that actually won them the game. So yeah, everybody, I hope you enjoyed. I know this is a quick one, but I wanted to get a quick summary without having to go like an hour into depth. I'd love to do some more of these games throughout the next week before the games start again on Saturday. Thanks for watching. I've been Emrat.